Indeed, that was totally awesome. Thank you, Mike. And there's lots of positive comments and feedback. So that's, as usual, we're hitting the spot somehow. So we started
Mike,
with...
if you wouldn't mind stop sharing, then Craig can share.
Okay, I thought I was sharing.
No, there we go. There we go. Thank you also.
Okay, all right, cool. So we started with the brand positioning statement, and following Mike's process makes your elevator pitch easier. And we all know how difficult it is to really get an elevator pitch that hits the spot. So Mike wanted us to be inspired to do. And I think if you're not inspired to do out of this session and really clarify your message, then see a doctor. You need to stand out. And the 7 shifts that he spoke about, and I'm not going to go into too much of the detail or try and rehash too much of the detail, because I thought his handout is a brilliant summary of the process. But I try to just select a few hotspots that came out, or high points that came out. But the 7 shifts: honesty and transparency, perception is reality, less interruption marketing, show, don't tell, target directly with clear segmentation, integration and consistency. That's about channels and language. So language that is clear for the channel or the target. And then, of course, disruption. And you know, as long as as long as the status quo is never going to happen. So we've seen that pretty dramatically recently. People buy, not but, what you do for them, what you stand for to compete, perceived and advantage. I'm not sure what that word was supposed to be, but perceived advantage, I guess, is the bottom line. So align with go-to-market and stay focused is where we were there. So then we went into the 4 questions, you know, so 2, seeking, etc. So 2 is really about your ideal customer, target, niche audience. And we spoke quite a bit about a buyer persona needing to be very clear and having very clear messaging that is specific to that persona and that addresses the unmet needs of the persona. So will a 12-year-old or your grandma understand? And are you creating a connection to that persona? So good enough now, and testing that understanding came across, you know, so the notion that you won't perfect it the first time, and you may never perfect it. You should actually always be tweaking it and improving it and testing it by getting out of the building, which is a point I'll make later. So what are the needs and wants of the customer outside in? What are they seeking? And I think this concept of outside in is one that is, you know, corporates really battle with this. They all sit in their buildings and they go, we've got stuff, customers will come and get it just because we've built it, you know, build it and they will come. And they really battle to get in the shoes of the customer and in the head of the customer and get that right. And I always knew I wanted bottomless coffee, and that's why I worked at Mug and Bean, you know, quite often. So we helped you with that brand success, Mike. Does the persona perceive the need and understand the value? And then, of course, this thing of the buyer questions, which I think is so critical, you know, so that persona is the buyer as well, but there's different aspects to it. So there's affordability. Does it work from an operational point of view? Emotionally, how does it make them feel? And then the perception of friends is the other point that came out in terms of seeking. And then in terms of offer, how am I helping the target audience address their needs and wants? So please, not TLAs, plain English and clear. I put the book 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel in the chat. Blue Ocean strategy is quite academic, whereas 0 to 1 I found to be very good for entrepreneurs. And it's the notion that if you can create a monopoly of one, then you don't have to compete with the rest of the market on their terms. In simple terms, it's a fantastic book. Your reason for being, better benefits delivered, clear process and approach, you know, and that notion that and Liesel's course example, if you know the steps that you're going to be taken through to achieve the outcome, you're going to be able to sell what you're offering. But make sure that there's currency or reward, you know, that outcome delivers benefits not just to the customer, but to you as well, that it's not going to put you out of business because now you're actually making a loss and more customers don't help. And get out of the building, as I've said already. So then on the reason to believe, why should they trust you, believe my offering? Why it needs to be preemptive. Simon Sinek actually talks about 5 whys. Mike mentioned 3. So yeah, you can keep asking why until you get to root cause or first principles, as Elon Musk often talks about, and be authentic. That was the summary. What I wanted to do is, we also have drafted our message, and I didn't warn anybody that I was going to do this. Not even you, yeah. This is a draft, but I wanted to get feedback from this community, because this is about this community. So 2 entrepreneurs with specialized skills and experience that are both open to sharing and able to teach, coach, and mentor, at the same time looking to learn and adapt to a changing world environment, that are seeking to share, contribute, create, collaborate, and at the same time learn and grow, as this will enable them to scale their business. So that's you guys, I hope. We offer our community of like-minded entrepreneurs with the passion and purpose to drive economic development and financial inclusion, and a platform and process that leads to the development of digitization. There are steps that help you remain accountable, that help you commercialize, and the marketing of your content, tools, and practices. And you saw Mike's example for Liezel of that. So, and we believe that you should believe, because we're a team of committed, accountable entrepreneurs that are purpose-driven with an abundance mindset, that in less than 6 months have created over 100 video assets, hosted 18 masterclasses, and connected with over 700 entrepreneurs. How does that sound? Does it make sense? I know it's still a bit long. We're still trying to tweak it, but you know, it's part of this process of getting it clear. Is, I mean, my first stab at it was 4 pages, Mike? So we're certainly making some progress. So I'd love your feedback on this. You're welcome to provide that feedback on email or in any other format where you can find me. I'm very open to sharing. You can post on LinkedIn what you think, or wherever you want to engage. I don't